We got Whitney in here from Downtown SLO tonight, farmers markets. Boy, the weather sure turned out to be good.
I know. Isn't it nice out?
And tomorrow, what, we're supposed to get more rain? I think we get one
Sunday,
little
there's
bit.
a possibility.
Yeah.
So
not tonight.
Not
Not
you.
tonight.
No, we'll be good to go.
You're on the, it's not going to be quite as nice as yesterday, but it's still going to be awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
We were talking about our first pets yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm betting yours was a horse.
No?
No?
I don't think so. I've always had Labrador dogs. So my first pet that I remember
Was a dog?
was a dog.
Not a cat, not a fish, not
I
a
don't
gerbil.
really remember the cats.
Guinea pig.
Just
See,
kind of
and that's
remember.
my thing. It's like the dog is going to be the one you remember as your first pet,
Yeah.
even if it wasn't really your first pet.
Oh, that's true. We had a Dalmatian before
Ooh.
I remember the dogs.
anything. Yeah, my dad ran him over in the driveway.
Oh.
It was a very, very dark
Oh,
story.
gosh.
Bad, yeah.
This took a turn.
Yeah, I mean, I could get graphic. It was
Oh,
not good.
no.
I was told to stay in the car.
Oh.
There was a lot of blood.
That must have been really hard for your dad.
Yeah, it was. That was
Aw.
his dog. It was I barely remember the dog. I don't even remember the dog's name, but it was a Dalmatian, like from 101
Yeah.
Dalmatians. So I was pretty
Aw.
bummed about that.
Did I ever tell you about the time that my folks tried to hide the fact that one of our pets died from me, as if I wasn't going
This
to
is
know?
a pretty normal thing, I think.
I think parents do, yeah.
So I went away on a 2-month vacation with my grandparents. It was the summer between 7th grade and 8th grade, or maybe 8th and 9th. I forget. Anyways, that's not important. They and it was an RV trip, and my grandparents were going to continue on through the East Coast, and I was going to fly back home because I had to get back for school and registration for school and all that stuff. And I get back, and nothing is said for like 4 hours of me being back. Like life is normal, life is usual. And I'm like, hey, where's Mercedes? And they're like, oh yeah, sit down. And I'm like, what? And they're like, well, our property, we took Mercedes to the property and she got hit by a car. And I remember thinking, how long was it going to be before this just got organically brought up? And like you guys waited 4 hours before I said anything about it. And were you just hoping I wasn't going to bring up anything about this at all?
But they didn't lie to you.
They didn't technically lie, but they would have continued to lie.
Lied by omission.
Had I never asked about it. Weird thing. Weird, very weird.
I was watching a TV show where...
So strange.
Still scarred.
King of Queens. I know you don't watch it, but it's a fairly popular show. And his whole life, he didn't realize that, he was now in his mid-30s and his childhood dog was still alive because his parents just kept getting another golden retriever and calling it the same name. And his wife, who's Leah Remini, who's kind of a...
She's smart. She's the smart one on the show,
She's
right?
kind of a bitch, but she's like, hey, Doug, you're an idiot. Dogs don't live that long. You're telling me this dog is 25 years old? So, yeah, I mean, I guess that does happen.
Okay, so maybe my parents were big King of Queens fans before King of Queens even came on.
Yeah, I had a friend, his parents told him that their dog went off to college. when he was like
college.
7. Yeah, he's like, oh, yeah, he went off to college. He'll be back.
Oh, my gosh.
Just hoping that they would forget about it. But anyways.
My sister-in-law's dog recently passed, and we had to have the talk with our daughter about it. So we sit her down on the couch, and we're like, hey, Libby? She's like, yeah. Like, well, you know how she was old? She's like, yeah. And we're like, before we could get the words out, and she goes, she's dead? And we're like, yes. Are you okay with that? She's like, yeah, that's fine. And she went off and started playing her.
Like you were more emotionally.
Yeah, like shit, no, didn't matter at all.
Yeah.
That was her aunt's dog.
Yeah, but she liked the dog.
Oh.
So it was, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be weird to see how she deals with the passing of ours.
Yeah.
Hey, that keyword this hour again is Seattle. Like the Northwest, Seattle, Seattle. Enter that.
Like the second greatest city in the world.
In KZOZ.com under Money for Nothing for a chance to win $1,000.
You know what the greatest city in the world is, don't you?
San Diego, isn't it?
I would hope it's San Luis
That's
Obispo.
America's finest city.
Oh.
But San Luis Obispo is number 1. Seattle's number 2. San Diego's number 3.
Not Templeton, huh?
Templeton's not a city. It's unincorporated.
What about Paso Robles?
Yeah, it's all right. I'd say it's in the top 5.
All right. I even think people living here wouldn't say it's San Luis Obispo.
Depending on
Too expensive.
Depending on your point of view.
I'd say it's Arroyo Grande.
Well, I mean,
kidding.
Beverly Hills.
Hey, I live there.
Beverly-
Rio Grande is great.
You live in Arroyo Grande
Heck
still?
yeah.
I know you're from Arroyo Grande.
No, I live there. It's great.
Do you live with your mom and dad?
I live with my dad.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's great. Me and my dog, Abby.
I was going to make fun of you, but the way you said it, I can't. It's not like you're living at home with your parents. You're living with your dad.
Yeah.
Do you take care of him?
No, we'd take care of him. He's not like this old senior citizen.
I don't know. We're talking about old dogs dying a minute ago, and I'm just
my
sorry.
gosh.
My mind. He's
How's your
No.
dog?
yeah. You're not that old.
My dog?
Your
Yeah.
dad's
He's 13. I know.
Oh,
So you're
man,
gonna have
sorry.
to deal with this soon.
I know. We just had
Sorry
a dog
for talking about this.
That's okay.
This morning.
It's tough though. I mean, when I lost my
tough.
dog, it crushed me for a long time. It took me a year before I'd even think
It's
about
heavy.
another dog.
You know.
I don't cry.
He's a good dog.
I don't cry.
And let me tell you
I
this.
do not cry.
Let me-
And the only time I've ever cried is when I lost my dog of
Rainier.
17 and a half
I
years.
feel ya. Yeah.
I mean, it was...
He was your buddy, man.
And
Every girl
my
that broke your heart, he was there for
Grandpa
you.
died. I did not cry. I expected because I expected, even though I expected it was Rainier, I knew that he was going to pass. I mean, he was 17 and a half.
Totally.
But still,
Yeah.
I was so sad when it happened.
And you know what I thought is I thought getting another dog would help,
Yeah.
but we got a puppy. I mean, it helps distract you.
Because
But-
it's a puppy. And
But I
want
want to kill this dog every day. So, George, he's a handful.
George.
But anyways, all right, let's talk about farmers market.
Gosh.
They don't want you to bring your dogs to farmers market.
No.
Or they'll put them down. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh,
But
that
no.
is not true.
But people still bring their dogs because they don't respect the rules.
It is
Okay.
a dog-friendly town, so it's hard for us because, unfortunately, this is not a rule specific to our market. It is a California statewide health code rule.
Because there's food there.
Because there's food, animals can't be at the market unless it is a trained service animal. That they can be there.
Okay.
However,
But you can get a certificate on, Google it.
I mean,
So my family
don't abuse it.
was having dinner. We saw you running by the window at
Oh, yeah.
Buffalo the other night.
I scared your wife.
Yes, you did. and I was like, hey, and you're like, I'll be back in a second. I gotta go tow a car.
Oh, no. It wasn't me this time.
and I was like, all right, cool. Do you treat the dog offenders as harshly as you do the car offenders?
No way, man. One, I love dogs. Two, I know that as a dog-friendly town, it is really hard. Like, people, I try to research if I'm going somewhere if dogs are allowed, but, it's an outdoor event. People bring their dogs downtown anyways. Like,
See, my dog's such
I
a
get
pain
it.
in the ass. I'd rather just not deal with him and leave him at home.
Right.
I feel you. And, with all the kids running around and
Right.
loud noises and other things, your dog,
Anything could happen.
totally, and they're not familiar to it. It's just better to leave them at home.
Yeah.
They'll be fine. Just
Please
leave them home.
Please leave them at home. Because
Bring
I
your
don't want.
kids.
I don't want to see Whitney and she's
How many
like,
cars you
hold
tow
on
a
a
week?"
second. I gotta evict a dog out of the market.
How many cars you tow a week?
Not that many.
How about a
Usually
month?
A month?
Yeah.
I mean, probably one or two.
One or two?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Sometimes I
Oh,
go
that's why
months
you're
without.
That's why you were so gung ho excited when you.
I was
saw
not
us.
excited.
You were like, yes, I get to tow a
No,
car.
but it stresses me out, and it's such a small window that we can get this stuff taken care of.
Right.
That I have to be on site, and I hate doing it. And if you ever see me peering through your window at the car, it's not because I'm trying to break in. It's literally because I'm trying to profile who this driver is, so I can try to find them. It's if you're ever in one
Have
of
you
those,
ever been successfully
Yeah.
in your profiling techniques?
not profiling, but I've been successful in finding people.
How?
Hair salons, great place to go.
Okay, so
Bars?
when you-
Bars.
That's where I was.
when you went into the hair salon,
Yep.
did you have any intel based on what was parked in the car?
No. I look at how much time's on the meter, and if it's a lot, I'm like, okay, they're going somewhere for a long time. They're not just running an errand. So then I run into the ritual, and I'm like, excuse me, everyone, and I get this little Walmart special voice on, and I'm like, is your car outside? But yeah, I have not. Sometimes I can tell if it's a college kid based on the cleanliness
Right.
and what's happening. So then
Upkeep,
I'll run
things
into
that are-
Slow Brew or something.
Things that are in the back seat.
Totally.
Do you
yeah.
remember my truck? Do you remember profiling it?
Yes.
What do you remember about my truck?
That it was clean and it was a
Very
large truck, which is not usual. So they must be an established career man.
Oh.
How do you feel about that?
No. It was clean, though. And you didn't tow it. And
did
the
not.
guy was there with
So
the tow
close.
truck. If you missed the story, he was about to hook it
Yep.
up. And thank God he had to go to the bathroom or something because he wasn't there.
No, you were lucky because we cannot hook up the car until the police officer shows up. And the police officers are actually really cool. They actually run the database and will try to contact the driver now. I don't know if they used to do that, but we're really trying to not tow cars.
Really?
So they're calling the people to
It's
try to get hold
expensive.
of them.
It's like $500.
It's not fun. No one wants to do that.
I mean, depending.
if you're a police officer in San Luis Obispo, what else are you doing? There's no crime, so you might as well just go ahead and run some cars.
it's like $250 to get towed, and then it's another usually $250 to pull your car out of.
and you got to get
impound.
there.
And then all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
not
All right.
fun.
So let's get to the business here.
Can we talk about fun things?
Yeah, what's going on
This
tonight?
is fun. I think it's fun.
I think it's interesting.
It's good to know that you profile, that you try, and the police officers
Yeah, so
try.
if you get
So
downtown,
now I know that I can leave my car there, and there's a good chance that either you or the police department will get a hold of
anytime,
them.
5
Look, if I see
o'clock.
your daughter's iPad in the back seat, I'm
Right.
like, oh,
Yeah.
I know where to find them.
If you're downtown at 5 o'clock and you're like, God, look at all these parking spaces. Yeah, there's a reason for that.
There's a reason for that.
Because at 5:30 they will tow you.
Yeah.
Or
Every-
before.
No,
Thursday.
5:30 on the dot is when we start to go into radio mode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have until 5:30.
All right. So tonight, who's playing?
Who's playing? We've got the mobile escape room, the Lockbox at Napomo and Higuera, Truck and Tunes on Broad Street. Shayna Adler, she's brand new to our market. She's doing a little West Coast travel tour up the coast from California to Oregon, and we're one of her first stops.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she'll be on Choro Street. She does kind of like folk rock type things. It'll be fun. Fives the Crowd will be on Oso Street, and Bob and Dell will be on Morrow Street. So every street will have some fun entertainment of different
Bob
varieties.
and Dell, two guys.
Two guys. They're super cool. They're pretty rad.
You know what else is rad? Fresh produce and fresh fruit, especially.
So fresh.
What's the hot the hot item at the market?
Hot thing
now?
that you won't eat. I feel
Oh.
like you don't eat anything in the market. What
No.
do you eat from the produce section?
I love these
Strawberries.
Strawberries.
Strawberries
How
are
about
back.
microgreens?
What's a microgreen?
Oh, that's
It's a-
fancy.
No, but see, it is, but it's accessible, and you can get them at the market, and you can make your own recipes. I found
That's
you a really.
like where the chefs take the tweezers and they place the little tiny. There's
They
really
look like
small.
little clovers.
Yeah.
They're like little itty
They
bitty.
put 'em
seed-
on there.
They're like the baby version of a plant. So like you can get a kale microgreen. They're like 1 inch tall. They're like little tiny. They look like little grass things basically, and they have like super dense nutrients, really,
really?
flavorful. Fine restaurants
You don't
use
have
them.
to eat as much as you would the normal.
Nope, you
It's
can get your
condensed-
nutrients. Yeah,
It's
'Cause
condensed.
It's a little baby.
You can dip it
get-
in ranch too.
It's condensed kale.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
Microgreens?
Microgreens.
Everything goes in.
So you can
ranch,
put them
yeah.
on top of your pizza.
Any kind of vegetable.
I think your wife's gonna throw a DiGiorno in the microwave and sprinkle some microgreens on top.
He hates oregano. Not oregano. Arugula on pizza. So you wouldn't
Yeah.
like this.
No, but you don't. No, but arugula is intense. These are just like you can get some pepper, so like it basically tastes like pepper, but it's just kind of more of a flavor profile.
Okay.
Get into
But
it.
she's very
So
pro microgreens.
like a bell pepper?
No, like salt, like black pepper. Like
Well,
it
why
gives
wouldn't
off
I just
that.
regular pepper? Why wouldn't I
It
just?
has nutrients.
Oh, but does
Go back to the nutrients.
if I grind pepper, that doesn't have nutrients?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. You'd
I'm
have to
just
eat a
there-
lot. You'd have to
You
eat
got
a lot
anything
of
better
pepper.
than microgreens?
Oh my gosh, no! Those are so
Give me
cool.
strawberries.
I mean,
Guys,
strawberries, right? They're there.
Don't hate on the microgreens.
Yeah, there's
And
strawberries.
strawberries if all else fails.
Okay.
And nuts.
Blueberries, asparagus,
Blueberries are good.
artichokes.
Asparagus are fun.
Blueberries, where are they coming from?
I don't know. I'll have to find out.
They're around here. I know that we get them from the Hayashi market in
Are
Oceana.
they growing them out there?
Or whatever that is.
The Hayashis are at the market,
Yeah.
so they would probably have them. They've
He's the
got
nicest
the strawberries.
guy. One
for
day I
sure.
forgot that I didn't have $5 on me for the thing, and he's like, just take it.
Dude, I love the farmers.
He's like, you can get me back.
They're so great.
He's the coolest guy. He's just like, I love his attitude.
They work so hard.
He's been here forever, too.
What about the guy that's always giving out samples? Do you remember him? He's always out there. He if you don't want a sample, he convinces you that you need this sample in your life.
Yeah, he's a little pushy. I avoid him.
I don't make eye contact.
but I never walk away disappointed.
Like, dude, you should get a job at Costco, bro. Go work the samples there.
How do you
Those
know?
people need
hey,
help.
Farmers market's only one day a week. Maybe he is working at Costco.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's
true. Maybe.
They got the nets on. You can't
Yeah.
even. They're like a
Maybe
disguise.
he's owning his craft.
All right, tonight starts at 6 o'clock. Goes to hey, do not have your car downtown
Or
at
your dog.
5:30 on Higuera Street or on any of the little side streets that come off Higuera, or you will be towed by the tow Nazi.
Ride your bike. We park it for free.
Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.